Three Parrots Taco Shop, and they've got nothing but nachos. Sad story to tell you. I know my mom wants everything to be happy, but we lived in this little place called Crowley. It was my first wife. She was a half Sicilian. And we were starting off our marriage, and we're getting ready to move to Fort Worth from Crowley. And there was a guy in town, and he worked at a Brookshire's. He was like a sacker, a grocery sacker or something like that. And I guess he was working there for a while and fell for some lady that also worked at Brookshire's. And it's a true story. I don't know exactly what happened. There was some problems in town, some drugs and stuff. Some neighbors that I lived there, they lived next to, they had some problems with drugs. Well, they found the sacker, the grocery sacker at Brookshire's, dead. He was in like a park, a restroom. You know, if you go to one of those parks, like one of those side parks where they walk dogs and play on the slides, well, they had a little bathroom, and he was inside the bathroom. He had hung himself. But he worked at Brookshire's. We just passed at Brookshire's. That's what I think about every time I see a Brookshire's. Oh, this is great. Got land? So we made it to Albertsons. So we'll be picking up, we'll actually be shopping, and we're dropping off at your doorstep. And they got pumpkins. Yeah, that's fine. As long as you ring it up. This is like a computer thing.
Why do you get the chicken thing? It's kind of mean. It turned out to be a 4-count 2 times, but I thought it was a 2 8-count. So we had to bring it down to 4-count chicken and do it 2 times. So it turned out to be a total of an 8-count rather than a 16-count. What I want is their potato salad and their chicken. Do 4-count, double 4-count, 8-count. I meant to say 4-count. Turned out to be an 8-count, so they got 16. She had to dump all the chicken back in there. She said, you only have to tell me once. And I said, well, make it a 4-count. She said, you only got to tell me once. I said, okay, then make it the 4-count. And then she doubled the 4-count, made it an 8-count rather than a 16-count. It's not going to read it as a 16-count. It's got to be an 8-count. If they want 8 counts of chicken plus a potato salad, you got to get it right, or the barcode won't go through on the NAMP thing. Anyway, we got that. She's like, you only have to tell me once. I said, well, give me one of those spicy ones with no legs in her. Spicy mini leg drumstick Albertson something. You got so much chicken grease on your mouth, why would you want to buy some more chicken? I said, make it a 4-count. She said, you only have to tell me once. I said, I told you, lady, make it a 4-count. Double it, and that's an 8-count. She put an 8-count in and made it a 16. The barcode not going to read that. It's pretty good. Prophecy is always written on the body, in the body, and in the bones. Prophecy is always written on the body, in the body, and on the bones. Excuse me, I had some chicken. They got a real nice Hollywood display right here in Asia. 123 right there. That's real nice.
Real nice. They work for ERES right there, 682-382-8861 ERS. Real nice country out in Hazel. Real nice. You want to drive a little slow though, so you can take in and breathe in that greenery, the shrubbery and the trees and all the pine needles, all that wonderful stuff out in Hazel. They got yourself a little golf course while you're at it. Pick up the 9-hole or the putter, go out there with your friend Skeeter, and maybe your other friend Roy or Ray, and just have a good old time, get some Budweiser and kick back. If you're a police officer today, your best bet is just to give up. Just give up. Surrender to Jesus. Because there's going to be a revolution. And it ain't going to be pretty. And in the Holocaust, when they had the Jews tied up, starving to death, they could have overrun the Nazis. They went like lambs to the gas chamber. They went peacefully. Ain't gonna happen in this country. Americans are not gonna go peacefully. Your best bet is to get a job at Toys R Us. Oh, wait a minute, they closed down. Try Walmart. To the police officers today, it's not because I hate them. It's because I care about human life. And it's gotten real bad. It's getting real bad. We might be able to use these like cameras and send stuff to people and harass people in the mail over things. And there's probably a few things that we can do. But it ain't going to be policing. That's not going to be the future of our country. It's going to be utopia. Because we figured out how to do it with technology. It makes the Republicans real mad. It also makes, because the Republicans make money off crime. If you're a Republican, you make money off crime. If you're a Democrat, you lose money because of crime. This is pretty much how it is. Now, the Democrats do want you smoking and drinking, and that's bad because they want bigger government, but it's not going to be policing. If they want bigger government, then they have to withdraw the police force completely, 100%. And what you do is you got volunteer workers. Those guys are like, I was in the Boy Scouts and I got Eagle Scout and I got this batch and I know how to fix up people when they get cut, and I know how to shoot a gun and all. Well, that's all good. We're glad that you can do that. But executing people on the side of the road or just killing people is going to have to end for our country to advance. And we want to advance. And we're going to do it with Jesus. And we're going to do it with you turning in your badge and your lethal sidearm and your assault rifle that's in your trunk. You're going to turn that in today. Citizen, I would recommend getting an M60 HK7 SR25 with a silencer and thermal scope. I would suggest getting grenade launchers, landmines. Well, not landmines. That's a little cruel. Homemade napalm if you need it. Pack yourself to the gills. Get all the guns you can possibly fit in your household and load them there if you're a citizen. If you're a police officer, turn it all in. Star Wars fan, this is how I do it. If you're a police officer in the United States of America or any state, Texas, whatever state it may be, any type of police officer, you work for a thing called the Empire. You know, the guy's like, he's got the, right, he controls the Empire, right? And the Empire's evil. And the Empire attacks the rebellion. It's the same thing. The stormtroopers were the police officers. The stormtroopers are the soldiers. They work for the Empire. Now, every once in a while, someone gets all mad and they kick open the door to the Capitol. And they are the rebellion. Because they're sick of the Empire treating people like crap and killing babies. Texas ain't going to have it anymore. So we're going to start this rebellion, and we're going to say, look, this is how we're going to do things. And Jesus Christ is like Yoda, okay? He's better than Yoda. And we listen to Yoda. We don't listen to your evil empire. And Jesus Christ is Yoda. So we listen to Yoda. We don't listen to Darth Maul or Jabba the Hutt or Darth Vader. I know he's Luke Skywalker's dad, but we don't listen to him because he blows up planets. So if the Empire doesn't back off and turn in their badge and turn in their lethal sidearm, we ain't ever going to have utopian advance. We'll find a way to figure it out. We can volunteer people that can patrol. We got these things that are more dangerous than anything else. These things right here. Remember, BRAT. Don't ever forget. BRAT means brat. Badge number, rank, the association, and the title. And don't forget that name. We'll holler back to you. Okay? Let me make it clear. We're not saying that Jesus Christ is Yoda. See, the thing about Yoda was Yoda knew that he knew three things very well. Yoda. You remember Yoda, how he talked? Okay, Yoda, the small little guy from Empire Strikes Back. I believe he has appearance in Return of the Jedi too, but Empire Strikes Back. There was Yoda, and he believed in three things. Well, first he knew certain things. So he knew first, that fear led to anger. So fear was something that he understood. May the Force be with you, Luke. Fear leads to anger, and anger leads to hatred. And Jesus knew that too. Jesus Christ. Now, Jesus Christ is not Yoda. That's not what I'm saying. But there's a small little thing inside you that knows that fear is wrong. And instilling fear in another person creates crime. When you drive around in your little police car, hi everybody, I'm Mr. Policeman. Got my little police cap on and my handcuffs and my lethal sidearm. Today, I'm driving around. You better follow the law. I'm Mr. Cop. La la la, I'm Mr. Policeman, and I'm going exactly the speed limit. La 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 la. Hi, everybody. Now, that instills fear in other people. And when you instill fear in other people, what you do is you lead those people into what's called anger. You get mad. That dang cop sitting on the side of the road with the dang radar gun. I better go the speed limit, even though my cat's back there needs to get to the vet clinic before he chokes to death on a hairball. Now, all of a sudden, the person is angry. And then they have the rest of the day to deal with what's called hatred. That's what you represent, Mr. Police Officer. You represent fear. You represent anger. And you represent hatred. And as long as you wear your uniform and you drive around your little cruiser with your little cruiser number on it, you will live in fear. You will live in anger. And you will live in hatred. And once you are rid, then we'll have what's called utopia, because we will not need you anymore. Now, citizen, arm yourselves to the gill. Buy the most expensive sniper rifle you can and keep it in a safe place. Buy an HK7, it's body piercing, so it'll pierce the armor of any police officer. Also, buy a hand grenade. Those are good, just in case. The reason why is because you have the right as a citizen to protect yourself against an evil army that kills babies, right? If you are a police officer today, you support what's called abortion. Ask any police officer, they support it. That's because they're going to hell. Defend yourself, defend yourself, defend yourself, and do not live in fear. Enough cop talk for the day. There's Lake Worth, beautiful lake. Don't have to worry about all the fear or the anger or the hatred. What Yoda was trying to say was that there's a process to joining the empire, but it starts with fear. Oh no, I'm just not going to make ends meet. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? Well, sure, you're going to make ends meet. Don't worry about it. Then you block that fear. All you have to do is say it. It'll work out. Then you block the anger, and then you block the hatred. Oh, it'll be okay. God's got them. That's a way to block fear. And where in the Bible did it say, pick up your lethal sidearm and kill other people? Nowhere. It does not say that in the Bible. It does not say in the Bible to handcuff others and imprison them and put them behind bars. That doesn't say that in the Bible. Nowhere in the Bible does it say that. Not in the New Testament. Jesus Christ came back as the New Testament to overcome the old law. He's the new law and the new covenant. And he was a prisoner and a criminal that died a criminal's death on your cross. Well, on our cross. On everybody's cross. On the cross. Well, it was created by the cross was created by the government to kill Jews. But regardless, that's what happened. So, we didn't create it. It's what God wanted to happen. Right, Lord?
Big Star Wars fan, but what's interesting about George Lucas is really all he wanted, and this is kind of crazy, he wanted he got in a horrible car accident, and after he survived that and stuff, eventually he did want to create a great classic sci-fi movie. But Star Wars was an attempt. He didn't think it was really going to work out, but what he wanted to do once it was distributed, it was he wanted the rights to every single story that was related to Star Wars. Everything, even The Mandalorian, everything would be part of his kind of like empire, I guess. He would own it all. So the idea behind Star Wars when he created it and he released it was, I'll take ownership of all the other stories that are related to Star Wars. And when Star Wars was released as a script, as a screenplay, actors would throw it away. I thought it was horrible. But of course, that's why there were so many unknown actors that accepted it. Most all of them were unknown actors that were in Star Wars. Carrie Fisher was probably the most popular of the original Star Wars. And maybe Harrison Ford, but a lot of people didn't even really know who Harrison Ford was. They didn't know who Hamill was. Hamill. Mark Hamill, they didn't know who he was. So he just wanted the rights. He wanted something to be released, see if it grew, see if it multiplied, and then he would get the rights to that. That's why he's worth like $100 billion or something.
Just remember, I'm saying that Jesus is not Yoda. Let me get you confused, kids. That Jesus is a God of the universe. I was just making a comparison to a small creature in a sci-fi film that can teach you not to fear. That's all I was trying to say.
Trying to make a simple point without something that I don't know.